This broadcast will start in 15 seconds. This broadcast will start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Voice of Stockton. For more information on The Voice of Stockton, go to thevoiceofstockton.org.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS The Voice of Stockton or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. This is my name is Lance McHan, and this is the Lance McHan Show, brought to you by Sell Your Home Stockton. I'm a local real estate agent, and my license number is BRE 01987449 from Keller Williams. My guest today is Sonny Vasquez. He's from Black Rose Tattoo. Thank you, Sonny, for showing up.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm glad to have you here. So before we get started on your tattoo shop, when I told people that I'm having Sonny Vasquez on my show, there's a lot of word on the street about you. I've heard a lot of. It's all good. It's all good stuff. So I understand that you were on the news recently, and you have a nonprofit, and you do a lot of outreach to the people of Stockton.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that before we go into the business side.
Well, I've been doing nonprofit work now for 9 years. My nonprofit organization is called Hope Dealers. We've been established since November 2016. We got our 501c3, so that's why I say, but I've been doing it for 9 years. I started with my church. Back when I got out of prison, which was in 2008, I started doing it with them. And they would come out for like Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and we would go to Constitution Park.
Where's that at?
Actually, where the guy got shot at, on Fremont and Union.
Okay.
Right on the other side of the track.
Okay, yeah. I know where you're talking about.
So then one day, because my church is centralized in Lathrop, the pastoral staff decided that they wanted to focus on the city of Lathrop and making a difference there in the city, you know.
It makes sense.
And so then they had a sermon, and they had everybody. They told us that they were going to stop serving the city of Stockton, but they had us, not us. I mean, they had people volunteer. They were like, you guys could go out on your own time with your families and make lunches, maybe once a month. And they were like, if that's something you guys feel you guys want to do, raise your hand. And it was me amongst, I don't know, maybe about 30 people. And I started off with about, I'd say 35 lunches. It cost me about $75 out of my own pocket, and I go with a group of friends and
just hand them out.
Since then, I'm up to about 300 lunches monthly, man.
Really?
That we get to make, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It got
because last week I put something out on Facebook, and a mutual friend of ours, Sonia Avila, she's like, my friend Sonny, he does all this good stuff out in the community. Yeah. And so I'm like, I got to get Sonny on.
Yeah, and then I've been homeless, man. Like, I have family, I'm not really close with them, but I slept out here at St. Joseph's Hospital, man, for 2 weeks in my car by choice. I went to work. I would get out, go to a friend's house, shower, park my car again out there, and until I found a house.
Cool. I mean,
and that's why I serve back, because I know that at any given time, not everybody that's out there is a dope addict.
Right.
Not everybody is doing bad. There's just certain people. I met an individual. He was 65 years old, worked for FedEx for, I want to say, 45 years. He had a stroke. They let him go. He was trying to go back to work, so he got his 401k, invested that, hired an attorney, lost everything, and he was out there, and that's all it took. It was just what people got to understand. It's you're 24 hours, whether you're a millionaire or not, from being one of those people on the street. And I don't care how much money you make or how good you think you are, it could happen, bro.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I try to stay humble, man, and give back.
You have to. I mean, no matter how big you get, it's being humble is the key, man. Because I'm downtown a lot. My brother has a shop down there. He has a car lot, and I see him. Despite the persona, I'm my twin brother, so his persona on social media isn't the best. Yeah. Because he argues with people all the time, but he's always giving to people down there. He'll cook hot dogs and hamburgers for his crew, and then whatever left over, if somebody's walking by, he'll hand them a plate and a thing of water and, you know, stuff like that. It's good karma too.
Yeah, it always comes back, definitely. I go through, the other day I woke up and no lie, I found like $400 at the foot of my bed. And it wasn't there when I went to sleep.
Wow.
Like, and I woke up and I was tripping on it for a few days. And I was tripping, like, you know, like, I got this money, you know. But yeah, man, it's cool, man. Like, I'm never without, you know, my bills are always paid. Even when I'm struggling, you know, like I was moving. I was in the process of moving. I mean, like I told you, all my stuff's in storage. I'm pretty much homeless right now.
Oh, wow.
But, you know, I still went out and I still did what I did for the man. You know, I'm still going. I'm still going to go out the end of the month. I'm still going to feed the homeless.
Well, let me know when that happens. I'll try to bring my kids out there. And
yeah, we take the kids. And I feel personally that, you know, that the kids go out there because they need a lot, especially in this day and age. You know, parents are caught up, you know, with their kids giving them tablets or just buying because they want their kid to fit in.
Well, they have to understand the value of a dollar.
Yeah.
And seeing people without a dollar who are so grateful to have that bologna sandwich or ham sandwich and a small bag of chips and a Shasta Cola or whatever it is you give them, that's like
something you have at your disposal every day.
Yeah, something you have at your disposal every day. These people are so grateful for. So teaching them the humility is key. My buddy Twyman's watching. So it seems like you're pretty popular in town.
I'm known, good and bad. I had a history, like I said. I went to prison, so I ran the streets for a lot of years.
Right.
Came out, man, and just decided it wasn't the life for me. You know?
Right. Hey.
I got a child. I got to see born. It was the first of 5 kids, man, and so I got pretty much full custody of her now. So I mean, she depends on me. You know.
Right.
Can't let her down.
Yeah. Can't go get in trouble anymore.
Can't let any of my kids down for that matter. But I mean, I have her full time. You know, and it's
pretty special.
It impacted me. Yeah.
Hey, you know, in today's custody world, it's hard for a man to get full custody. So you must be doing something right.
Yeah.
So congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
So let's kick into the tattoo side of now that we got the philanthropic side of you taken care of. Yeah. So how long you been tattooing? I mean, where'd you get started?
I tell people I've been a professional artist since 2008, which was when I came home from prison. I started, you know, and I always give the man credit. You know, we don't talk, may not see the eye to eye, but I started in 2004. I picked up my first actual tattoo machine at Ink City Tattoo Parlor when they were right here around the corner.
Okay, yeah, on Hardy Way, I remember.
But it just wasn't an environment for me. I went back to a regular job, and I ended up back in prison till I got back out in 2008. And this was just pretty much all that I've been doing. Like, they tried to get me an indictment, and when I got out, the cop came to my house, and he was like, you know, the only reason why we didn't indict you, because every time they call your phone, they say you're tattooing. So I told him, I was like, you want me to sell dope on the corner and make $500 a day, or you want me to sit in my house and make $500 a day? And he got mad and just left.
So you were tattooing out of your house while you were on parole?
Yeah. And so I did, like, my professor, he would come, man, and I'd just be tattooing, you know, and I tell him, you know, this is the only way I'm gonna make money. I try to work jobs, warehouse jobs, and I've walked off every job, bro. Like, I walked out, like, literally. I've talked to the supervisor, and I'll just walk out, and this is the only thing that.
This is my passion.
Yeah, like, I could be pissed off, and I'll get to tattooing, and I could just focus on the tattoo. For a minute, I get out of whatever.
It's like meditation.
Yeah,
because you got to be focused. Those lines got to be straight.
Yeah, so yeah.
So were you tattooing in prison?
I wasn't. I started in there. I went in there when I was 19. So what they do when they have like riots, they lock you down. They let you off in stages. So if you got a job or you're going to school in there per se, they'll let you out first, and then if you're like close to home, then let you out. And if you're just barely getting there, then you're the last person to get released. So I was there, and I was always Drawing's just been something I've been doing since I was a kid. And one of my buddies had to go to work. He was with one of the first guys to get let off. So he was like, "Hey, do you want a tattoo?" And I'm like, well, I don't know how to tattoo, you know. And so it was a tribal on this guy, and he was just like, trace the lines and, you know, color it black. And so I did that. And,
like,
you know, obviously all the inmates are in there. So this is a dorm living at the time. It's like 30 inmates in this dorm. And so then everybody's like, well, it's political, so you can only tattoo certain people. Like, I could only tattoo the Northern Hispanics or African American males that were in the dormitory. So then, you know,
So,
obviously
so
everybody.
no white people.
No, I couldn't. Yeah. And so out here I could tattoo whoever I wanted to.
Right.
And so then, yeah, man, I picked it up, man. I came home and I messed up a few people. You know, if any tattoo artist says they didn't mess
Right.
up, he's lying.
Yeah.
So don't lie.
Yeah,
man.
don't lie.
I messed up a lot of people. So if they say I did, I probably did at one point in time. And so, yeah, man, I got out and I kept trying to get in shops, man. Everybody kind of turned me down.
Because you're new, or just because you
Yeah,
were
that
past?
and that because I like typically in a respectable artist will start with an apprenticeship in a shop, which I personally wish I would have started. Like I feel as an artist I'm behind
The
in
curve.
the tattoo world because I didn't start how I should have started. I've grown a lot in the last 7 years I've been in the shop, or 6 years I've been at Black Rose, because I've been with guys who actually went through the process and kind of explained, you know, what it is.
And they're sharing their knowledge with you.
Yeah, and so like I would bring pictures and I would give them cards and I'm like, you know, this is me, I'm trying to get in, and everyone shot me down, man. And so 2011 we had this art show with the Mexican Heritage Museum. It was called Sangre, Carne, and Corazon. It was like blood, flesh, and your heart, blood, and flesh, or whatever it was. It was something in that realm. And I was the only tattoo artist that was freelance artist that, you know, I wasn't in a shop. And so then I hooked up with Al Jerome. A lot of people kind of know who he is, and probably one of the best guys here in Stockton. And he was the original guys who opened my business. And so then he ended up leaving and opening another tattoo shop. And one of my buddies took over, and he gave me a call because, you know, I've been hanging around for a year. Like, oh, this is the only shop I want to get in now. You know, I got in cool with the guys.
Right.
And so then the guy calls me. He was like, "Hey, man, you know, we got a spot open. You want it?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, I want that spot, man." I had barely just charged parole, so then I was like, "Oh, cool, man. Like, I'm go over there. You know, this is."
So was there an initiation or anything?
No, I would just because they knew like Jerome was a busy guy. Like that was the moneymaker because they knew I was busy at home. It wasn't going to be a problem. Like I came into the shop, I pretty much brought all my clientele there. So I was busy. I don't really depend on people waiting for me to or for people to come in per se. You know, I like to have money. You know, I don't like to know that, you know, I'm behind. You know, like
Right.
You know, I'm sure everybody does for that
Right.
matter. And I got in, man, and so I stood there, man. We had some hard times in between the years, me taking over, man, and I just kind of I stabbed it out, man. And you know, there was plenty of time that I was just gonna walk away from the business. And
How many people do you have in your shop right now?
there's, including myself, there's 9 artists and
wow.
1 piercer. Yeah. So I got a pretty big shop, man. It's 2 buildings side by side, probably one of the biggest shops in Northern California. Guaranteed the biggest shop here in Stockton for sure. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
So
a huge shop.
I just expanded last year, so yeah, man, it was nice.
It's a
man.
blessing, huh?
Yeah,
They had a little more room.
Yeah,
That's-
it was definitely to come from tattooing on kitchen counters to, you know, being able to do that. I remodeled pretty much everything on the new side we expanded to, so knowing that McHan had everything to do with that, you know, was
Pretty interesting.
cool.
Pretty
Like,
part of
when
it.
the
You,
people come
you
in,
built
like,
some.
hey,
Hey, I built this,
yeah,
right?
they come in and like, it's beautiful, you know. I could say like, hey, you know, I did that.
I
you
did
know?
that. So the tattoo industry has changed quite a bit. I would say in the past 10 years, watching, you know, the tattoo shows and the level of skill that these tattoo artists have brought to the table is crazy.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you think back, you know, when I was a kid, you know, you just had like those big blocky tattoos. You walk into a tattoo parlor, you're like, I don't want that on me.
yeah, the little devil.
Yeah, Woody Woodpecker,
The
and,
little
you know,
red devil.
the Mickey Mouse, and you know,
Yeah, heck yeah.
crazy. Some of the stuff is so realistic.
Yeah, now there's some crazy guys, man. Like this is one of the guys that I have that works for me, and then I have another guy, Rhino, made
Yeah, there's some
two of my
pretty
best
good,
artists in the shop, man. And them guys,
The portraits, man, like crazy,
yeah,
like
there's
so
some people
real.
that get it. Like I seen a picture the other day, I didn't know that it was a tattoo till I actually seen the skin in the background.
Oh,
know?
wow.
And I was like, oh, it's a
the,
tattoo.
the attention to detail.
Yeah, and it's that, and you figure the machines that we use now are more efficient. Like there's people like dedicated just to the proficiency of, you know, of making our job a lot easier and to make the tattoo a lot easier, a lot faster. The needles now that, you know, they got it down to where like the taper,
Precise needles,
you know,
and
what works best for that.
beats
art.
heck out of a paper clip, you know.
Yeah, there's people that they have the machines with it has the electricity gauges under the times, and so they got it down like dialed into where, you know, they gotta have it like.
What about the inks? What's changed with the inks?
As far as the inks, like I don't really keep too much into it. There are better companies that have them.
Mm-hmm.
And it varies just 'cause there's people that have the allergies, like the reds and yellows are commonly, you know, people always complain about like the reds and yellows that it falls out, but you know, you can go ask a doctor, and the doctor itself will tell you, you know, there's just a pigment that's in those specific colors that people react to. And then so we end up getting the downfall. Your
artist. You messed up my tattoo.
But no,
you're just allergic to the ink.
But yeah, man, they have some, you know, just and it's just a research. If you kind of just stay on it, there's a bunch of generic brands. There's people barely coming out that are known artists that are trying to get their name out there.
Thank you for sharing, Jenna.
And they're just trying to get it out. But I wouldn't say there's no better or no worse than what's on the market now, you know, because like I said, there's people that are investing their scientists or whatever
research and development dollars into making tattoo because it is so.
Like I had a guy that had the whole schematics, man. He sent it all the way down to China and was talking to manufacturers out there.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's how in depth like it gets. Like they'll send their work out overseas, you know, and it just to get it down.
That's crazy. So what did you do? You said you mentioned that you worked warehouse jobs before tattooing. What did you do before?
I've done construction work, man. I've done carpentry, painting, warehouse.
So that's where you got your skills to remodel your shop?
Yeah, well, when my mom passed away. She was murdered when I was 10. And
shit.
From 10 to 16, I lived with her brothers who had a construction company. And so for those 6 years, I was working like a grown man, you know, pretty much.
Wow.
As a little kid, you know.
Not a free ride, buddy.
And so I was fortunate to acquire those trades, you know, and it's just something that, like, I could work construction if I wanted to, you know. It's just, I think for me, what changed a lot of it was when my mom passed, I was young, man, and I was angry. I mean, she was murdered with us in the house, you know. And so it was just, for me, it was just, I could say it just wasn't really ever addressed, you know. It wasn't, no one ever really sat me down and was like, you know, are you really cool, you know, or is everything okay? And so I turned to the streets, bro. Like, I ran away when I was 16. Ran away with Louis. We got out of school one day, man, and I told him, like, hey, man, I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home no more. Like, I don't like where I'm living. I was like, that's it. Like, let's go. Like, I ran away, bro, and I had holes in my shoes.
Wow.
And since that day, I have not had a pair of shoes with a hole in them. I vowed that I would never have a hole. And they would get paid for it, you know, and that's why, for me, it kind of pisses me off. And so from there, man, I kind of just, I've really been on my own, just been with my sister, you know.
Nice.
So that's why I kind of have the drive that I have to keep going.
So what is your style of tattoos? Like,
I love doing realism, black and gray. I mean, if I could show this, like, like this kind of, I don't know if you guys can kind of see these maybe. I can't show the
people here.
But yeah, and then there's this one. I'm real religious, so I like the whole religious thing.
That little boy looks real as heck, dude. That's crazy.
And so I like realistically, man, any tattoos. I mean, because I've been doing it for 8 years now. And so I get tired of doing, I mean, I do a lot of like Pinterest tattoos, like, I don't know, like infinity signs.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing like stuff like this. Like, you know, you could interpret this little kid like plenty of ways, man. It looks like he's crying. It looks like he's just praying to have faith. You know, he could be have tears of joy, something.
Yeah, you can see his little chin, like, you
know.
know,
and so you could say, you know, it could be interpreted many ways, man. And the reason why for me, like this drawing, I did it, and this guy came a vet. He was a Marine, I believe. He was a vet. I don't remember which branch he was from, but his son was in Afghanistan, and they sent him home. He died.
Oh man.
And so then that week he was waiting for the coffin to come fly in, and so he wanted this tattoo, right? He wanted a memorial of his son, and so I was drawing this, or I had just barely completed the drawing, and so he came in and I showed him.
You're getting goosebumps, man.
Yeah, and I showed him this drawing, bro, and he was like, "Oh, this is what I want."
Yeah, you're like, it was meant to be.
Yeah, and so he starts crying, bro, and then he looks at these dates. It says Matthew 11:28. And so he looks and he was like, look it, man, look it. He reaches for his pocket. And so I'm like, now I'm tripping. Like, what's going on? So he reaches for his pocket, slams his ID on the counter, and his birth date was November 28th, which is 11/28. And I never seen him again. But it was so crazy because at the time I was going through something in my life. And it could have just been like, message for both of us,
Wow.
It's
Dude,
when
I'm getting goosebumps.
it was when I took over. It was actually when I took over the business. Like I went through a rough time in my life, man, and that fell in, and I was just like, man.
Like, wow.
And so yeah, man, like any art, man, any art with meaning. I like to do as far as tattoos, something that could walk away, that I know that the client, can appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
I had one that she got sick, and so she ended up crippled, not being able to walk for that time. And it was like after I did the tattoo on her, I forgot. I want to say it said "love yourself" or something. It was 2 words that was inspirational, and so she ended up in the hospital and had to get rehabilitated to walk again. And so, being frustrated, I mean, obviously, I ain't been able to walk, like I haven't been paraplegic, but I mean, as we know, you can imagine how it is not to walk.
Wow. Yeah, totally.
And so this guy would come in every day for rehab, and he would see this tattoo, and he was like, "Why'd you get this tattoo? What's it mean?" He was like, "You had to get it, like it means something to you." And so for a year, however long this rehab took for her, every day he'd point at the tattoo and she was able to walk again because of this tattoo. And so she came in after she was able to walk. And she told
She
me the
walked
story.
in and told you.
Yeah. And
Oh,
she was like, man, I
man.
want to tell you thank you. And so tattoos like that ultimately for me mean a lot. I had a high school friend, her dad just passed away, but her sister came in to get tattooed. And so I did a tattoo and didn't realize that I knew the sister till after I posted the tattoo.
Oh, wow.
And so then now I got to do the portrait of the father, and so stuff like that. It's pretty cool because I didn't get to meet the father, but because I know
It's weird
the
how
friend.
it all comes around.
Yeah. It's fulfilling. And so like tattooing, I mean, I love tattooing, bro, but I want to get into something more realistic, probably that for me is more fulfilling. And my nonprofit to me is making a difference. Yeah, it's,
more currency for the soul.
Yeah. And money, I can make all I want, but I mean, it's not really doing it for me. Like me helping the man out, I mean, I got to raise him probably almost $2,000. I didn't make a penny of it, but he's taken care of. His family's taken care of.
Yeah.
His family's happy. They called me and talked to me over the phone in Mexico.
Oh, really?
And so that stuff like that, I mean, it means more to me than anything.
So what happened with that situation?
He actually went back out and they robbed him again.
But people probably don't know. There was a. Correct me if I'm wrong, there was a guy who pushes a little cart around selling.
Yeah, the ice cream man that you guys probably see in your neighborhoods. Probably not him, but one of those guys. And so
With the bell.
last year he was stabbed 8 times and they robbed him. And about a month ago now, on the park that I was talking about, that I did the nonprofit work, he was shot in attempted robbery. And so I reached out to the record kind of did a interview, put it in the paper, and then did the social media interview. Well, they put the interview on there. And so then ABC, CBS, and KCR, or what is it?
KCRA,
Yeah,
Channel 3.
They all came out and then did interviews for him. And so then collectively with all you people that watch and some of the people that help, some people I don't even know, man, they sent money. Like I got 2 checks yesterday that were delivered from a church that I don't know where for the guy in his name.
Wow.
So I think that's pretty amazing.
That is crazy.
So thank you guys. If you guys are watching and you guys donate, I appreciate your guys' help.
So if somebody, not everybody who watches this is in this area, so if somebody's looking to get a tattoo, what should they look for when they're going into a shop? What are things that
most shops, if they're reputable, I can't say all of them have tattoo websites. I mean, you could go to a website. Like we personally have a website set up. We have a lot of people that do come from out of town. So ours is blackrosetattoopparlor.com. If you do want to see it, we have all our artist portfolios. If not, when you do go into a tattoo shop, first thing to look for is there's a lot. They regulate, but I mean, you got to have bloodborne pathogens and your practitioner's permits.
so look for their permits?
And then you have on the they have portfolios. The portfolio is per se every artist's work. They have pictures of the work that's being done. Each artist should have one of those. I personally don't have one. Most of the artists in our shop do. I deal with kind of appointment only. Mm-hmm. So most of the people that kind of deal with me know my work.
Already referral based.
Or I just have my art, and so I show them the art, and if I could convince them, it's just like sales. If you could sell them on it, then they'll get it done. I mean, there's a lot of people, and it's no disrespect, but I mean, there's a lot of people with all kinds of unbecoming work on them, because they're not doing the work, or Or another factor in tattooing is people don't want to spend. You know, it's quality.
Yeah,
People-
you see on social media like,
Yeah.
uh,
And they think that we're being anal or we're bashing the people, but I mean it's not. This is for us. Art is our life, you know.
right.
We probably more realistically do more art than a professor does or art instructor does, because they're just going in 9 to 5 or whatever their hours
Right.
are, and then that's it. You know, that's your art time. Now we're tattooing 1 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and then off those hours we're either drawing or painting. You know, so our life
Revolves around art.
it. You know, and so.
It's funny because you see on social media, like, you know, a guy wanted a lion, but it looks more like a hyena. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and so we're known in our shop, man, for being pricey, man. But at the same time, like I tell people, we're like the Nordstrom of
Yeah,
tattoo
but
industry.
you
You're
you
gonna
want
get what you pay for.
it's
you
going to
know?
be on your body forever. You want to make sure that you're spending.
That, and then you get the people. Let's say you get someone coming in with True Religion jeans. You got your Jordans on. You got a True Religion shirt. That equally and that alone is about anywhere to $400 to $600. I don't know. I don't waste my. This is how I dress. I came with a tank top because I figure if you're gonna do an interview about me,
Yeah, you want to see your
this
work.
is me. I'm not out here trying to impress nobody. I'm not broke. I got a business, you know, so I'm doing good. But I mean, they come in with all these things to impress the public eye. But if I come in and tell you $200 for a tattoo, oh, bro, you're tripping, or you're taxing. And I tell them, like, hey, in the process of this tattoo, when you got this $600 outfit on, I could drop ink on their pant, I could drop ink on your shirt, and then it's worthless. But if you get a tattoo, you come back and I drop my ink on your tattoo, I could wipe it off, and there's nothing wrong with the tattoo.
Yeah.
So you're making a permanent investment as opposed to just buying the clothes.
Right.
You know, that could be messed up. A lot of people are materialistic and don't see what
The
goes
value.
into it.
But they don't see that what goes on
then
behind
you're
the
also
scenes.
paying in the factors of you're coming into a sterile environment. You know, we got to pay to have the health board come out and inspect our place to make sure that, you know, you guys are actually coming in and getting sterile tattoos, that the place is clean, you know, that you guys aren't getting diseases. You know, the PG&E, my PG&E bill last month was almost $1,000.
Well,
You know, so I mean,
somebody
you guys
watching, they want to know if there's a numbing cream.
We have a numbing spray. There is a numbing cream, yes, but because it is topical, the anesthetics only really work once the skin is broken. So they have a numbing spray that we do have. So once we tattoo, we spray it, wrap it for about 2 minutes, and it does numb it a bit, but it doesn't keep the pain away. But as we say, man, you're paying for the pain, not the tattoo, because the tattoo's not going away. You know, so
Hey.
you're paying for that pleasure.
But if you've had a baby, you know what pain is.
Yeah, girl, and if you're a girl, it's a scientific fact. You guys can endure way more pain than us. Fact. You
Come on, Shay.
got it, girl. Just come in and sound
Shay's
it
an
out.
artist too. She does a lot of mixed media art. She's out
We're
of
having an
Lodi.
art show, man. September 8th.
September
actually,
8th?
at the shop. Yeah.
Okay.
So for those of you guys want to come out, it's actually I have an anniversary party every year. Just for my customers, man. We've been in business 8 years, and so I try to give back to. I give a raffle every year. I give a free tattoo of up to $500 to my
Dang.
customers. You know, to all the people that have been business in our shop. And then I do a free party. So that it's gonna be September 8th. I will have raffles. I have a live DJ. I'll have some free food. We'll have products for sale, stickers I'll have for free. We'll have a bunch of raffles, like I said. It's fun, man. Like we have a good time. I have a bartender come out and you know cater the
Customer
beverages.
Appreciation Day.
Yeah, so every year, man, we make sure that we have
That's
the party
cool,
for
man.
the people, man. And who doesn't like a party and free food?
Right. And some alcohol.
Yeah, man. So
That's
come
cool.
on out.
That's cool. So if somebody's interested in learning more about your shop, you already plugged the website again.
Yeah, the
but
Black Rose
go ahead.
Tattoo Parlor.com, and then we also have Instagram, which is Black Rose Tattoo Parlor. We also are on Facebook, Black Rose Tattoo Parlor. So you could find us either way.
She's calling it Drinks and Inks. That's what you should call
Yeah.
it.
Well, we named it. We called it because we're downtown. We got like a homeless guy on the bench, and it's a down and out. We were thinking of doing some crazy foods, like some bummy foods, and be like, no, people are gonna.
Salami sandwiches.
And we're like, oh, they're gonna think these guys are too ghetto.
So,
are downtown, guys.
Where are you located at?
We're at 237 East Minor. We're next to Visionary Housing, and we're in between Visionary Housing and
Cancun?
Enterprise.
Oh, Enterprise?
We're half a block over from Cancun. I know we're downtown, but if you guys come into the shop, it does not look nothing like you'd expect.
Yeah, I've been in there. It's
Downtown area.
it's
It's
not
beautiful.
downtown. It's not like deep downtown. It's just.
And then I
like-
just remodeled the other side. So I mean, everything's pretty new over there, man. So
A lot of front
it's a nice job.
safe parking in the front.
Yeah.
What's the best number to reach you at? Is there an office number?
Yeah, we have our business line is 209-495, or I'm giving you my cell phone number.
You get blown up.
209-451-4516. We are open 7 days a week from 1 o'clock to 9 o'clock. We do have a piercer in-house. He is off on Sundays and Wednesdays and is there from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Most piercings start at $30 and go up from there depending on what it is that you want done. We do have high quality jewelry that nobody has here in the county. It's nanometal and neometal. It's titanium implant grade. And we carry it because we have a lady that comes from out of town and she guest spots and she could only come. But I mean, it's beneficial for people that have like allergies. They don't react a lot more rejections and whatnot. And then it comes with a lifetime warranty. So I mean, if it's got some kind of manufacturer defect, you bring it back to us and get it replaced, as opposed to most of the jewelry that average places sell. I mean, we sell it too. The jewels fall out and then you got to come back and buy it again. So you're spending in the long run
the same amount of money
you would have, you know.
Right. So do you take walk-ins?
Yes, we do take walk-ins. Like I said, I have 9 artists, so if it's wise in any tattoo shop, not just in ours. If you guys want to get tattooed a certain day, a particular day, to call ahead of time or go and leave a deposit for your tattoo. In ours, it's a deposit goes credited towards your tattoo. It's just to secure your time, man. If you fake, then you just pretty much lose your deposit. Right. But walk-ins, it kind of varies because you don't have like a consistent. I can't say, oh, Monday we're going to be busy or Tuesday we're going to be busy.
So, but at least they can go in there and feel it out.
You could call ahead of time and then we'll tell you if we have some artists free. If not, then like I said, you come in if there's a specific artist that you personally want to get tattooed by. Come in, ask for them. If they're not there, you could still ask for the manager, and we could book an appointment, and we'll leave them the information, and they'll contact you and go from there. So we're pretty up to par, man. It's pretty professional. As far as
Cool. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Sonny, for stopping by, and for all your real estate needs. Remember, yes, you can with Lance McHan. Y'all have a great day.